morning everyone. I'm Charlotte from Hairdresser's Journal. We are going to be very shortly going live with Chris Dann, who is from Shortcuts, and we're going to be chatting all about their plans for Salon International. So dates for your diary if you don't have them in already, the 11th to the 13th of October. If you haven't got your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? You can only get discounts on tickets before the event, so don't leave it to buy on the door. Me and Chris are going to be chatting about all things software, but not in that kind of, oh, boring, I don't want to talk about software at 9 a.m. kind of way. We're talking about cash flow and how, in light of the UK budget changes, Shortcuts Fusion is helping salons boost their business and boost their bottom line. We're also going to be talking about Shortcuts AIre, which is especially for freelancers. So if you're a freelancer or you're a salon owner, definitely stay tuned because there's some really interesting things that Shortcuts are doing for you specifically. Oh, that is not the person I expected to be requesting to join. Hopefully we hear from Chris in a little bit. Let me just send him a little request for Shortcuts, and hopefully we'll be joined by him. Oh my gosh, no, it's not, but I love that people are requesting to join me this morning. Thank you so much. I love a little chat. Oh, yay!
Hello.
Hi,
Hiya.
how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Really well, thank you.
Lovely. Good.
Just going to move that back so you can see my head now, I think.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, all good, all good. How are you doing this morning, Chris?
I'm lovely. I'm very good, Charlotte. Are you okay?
Yeah, all good, all good. So we're on the countdown to Salon International.
Yep.
Well,
No, I'm buzzing for it. I can't wait. I love it.
and you're definitely going to be there and in the thick of things with Shortcuts. And well, I guess first start us off with what people can expect to see from you at the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be showcasing both our main Shortcuts Fusion system, which really packs pretty much everything that you need, right from online bookings to apps, everything like that. As well as sort of looking at ways that can sort of help boost your cash flow, save you money from all the simple things like cancellation fees, upfront payments. But obviously, in a world now where we get so many independent solo stylist therapists, we're also going to be showcasing our sort of latest product, which is Shortcuts AIre, which is great for solo operators, 2, 3, 4 users, and there's different packages for that as well. So we're going to be showcasing absolutely everything we can offer you.
That's so fun. And what would you say to someone who is maybe with another software provider but like wants to just see the point of differences and whether they're getting a good deal? And I know there's always some reticence about changing your software provider because it feels like a major faff. But you're probably going to tell me it's actually really easy.
Yeah, do you know, we get asked this quite a bit, and one of the things we do is we sort of nurture our businesses or our salons and clients right from the beginning. So we have like a really good relationship. I'm also like an ex-hairdresser. Amy, our manager, she's an ex-therapist, so we understand.
You get it.
Yeah, we get it exactly. So we try and make the process as sort of seamless as possible. And we're one of those companies that we really do care. We build that relationship. So we will stay with you the entire way. And we'll do what we can do. We'll find different ways to do things. One of the things that we're always told, especially myself, and I know Amy will say the same, is we never say no to anyone. So, obviously there's certain things we do have to say no to, but, we go above and beyond. I'm sure everyone says that, but, if there's different ways to make things happen, we'll make it happen. So we understand it can be stressful. So you'll get myself that will do all the dedicated training with you. Amy will look after you. We've got a pro services team that will make sure if it's possible to get your data out, we'll do what we can do, and just make it as easy as possible really for you.
Cool. So it's like hand holding, but not in a kind of templated way. It's all bespoke to whichever salon or whichever solo stylist is
Yeah,
doing the stage with you.
yeah, absolutely. That's probably one of the best ways to put it. It's all bespoke. Like we stick to with like a generalized training format, but we'll often stepping stone to other things. So I was speaking with a new salon yesterday, and then they just mentioned one little thing, and we were like, oh, okay. Rather than just discounting a service, why don't we look at a way to do an automated promotion or an automated club, which not only makes it easier for your staff because they don't have to manually discount things, it's easier for the client because then they're not saying things like, oh, do I get my discount today or did I get my student discount? We can automate it all. So from one tiny little conversation, we just did a little bit of extra work, which is nothing to us, but we made their life easier. But so it's all bespoke, as you said. We will tailor make it and handhold, but not in like a way of like, we want you to do this, we want you to do that. We'll coach them, so to speak.
Cool. So I would love to find out a little bit about AIre, which is the solo stylist kind of solo entrepreneur software plan.
Yeah.
What, I guess, let's start with like the challenges that if there are any freelance stylists listening today might kind of nod along with and say, yes, they're the challenges I'm facing right now in this market.
Yeah, I feel especially like a solo stylist, they're gonna need pretty much everything at their disposal. They're also going to be looking to keep their overheads as low as possible because most of the time they're going to be self-employed, if not all of the time. So they're going to need to be reducing things like no-shows, cancellations. So we can do SMS reminders. We can do things, we can put the AIre on their mobile phone, on a tablet, on a laptop. They've got control of their booking system the entire time. So they can do it whenever they want, around the clock, at home. Um, the free one, we've got 3 different packages: AIre, Grow, and Pro. The free one includes, your online booking, your Google reserves. So straight away, without spending any money, they're already going to be capturing more bookings through Google Reserve online bookings. So it's completely free here, and they're gaining more clients, more money. And I know when I was a hairdresser, I was always looking for ways to maximize sort of my column, and it's very difficult when it is just you can only do so much. You're going home, you're doing invoicing, you're paying bills, you're trying to live your life as well. So having something like Shortcuts AIre means you can be getting around the clock bookings through Google. Everybody does everything on Google now. They're going to be searching local salons and businesses and therapists and things like that. They can make all those bookings. And then obviously, if they want to take staff on as they grow, that's where the Grow and the Pro packages come in to increase your columns, your SMS bundles, and all sorts of things like that. But it's a fantastic thing in a world where people are going a little bit more solo.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And then I guess Fusion is kind of the OG software that you guys have, and that's for salon owners with multiple, no, not multiple sites necessarily. It's salon owners,
Yeah,
would you say, generally, yeah.
yeah.
And obviously, in light of UK budget changes, what kind of challenges are they facing right now, and how is Shortcuts Fusion aiming to solve that?
Yeah, so we've got all like the essentials that we feel any salon would require. Online booking. We don't take a cut for the online booking. It's completely fee free, so we don't take any cuts for anything like that. We work with a couple of different payment providers, so upfront payments when people want to take a deposit, and we're completely flexible with how we set that up. It can be a percentage, it can be a monetary value, it
Do
can.
you, sorry to interrupt, Chris, do you find that most people are doing that upfront payment now? Because I've always thought that's such a no-brainer for the
Yeah.
industry, and in so many other industries, as a client, as a consumer, I would be happy to do that.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great question. I think the culture changed since coronavirus. I mean, typically, I think we found as a culture, should we say, it was only really maybe dentists or restaurants that took deposits sort of 5, 6 years ago. And I know I spoke to people, I remember it was about 2018, 2019, when we were starting to introduce it, and they were like, oh, I don't know, we're going to alienate certain customers. Then obviously coronavirus happened, and we all had to recoup, as a business, as salons and therapists, we had to recoup years worth of things. And we realized every appointment is vital. And luckily, our clients as hairdressers understood that everything, we need to pay for their time. And it's nothing now to pay a small deposit. Some people take 100% deposit. That's usually our barbers where the monetary value is a little bit lower, should we say, 20 and £30. But for people like doing balayages, extensions, colours and things like that, we're seeing pretty much everyone taking a deposit. And, we're very flexible with it. We've got lots of different ways to get around it. Yes, it is taken up front. That money is guaranteed. But, we understand extenuating circumstances happen. We've got different ways to transfer that money to account if we need to. We can even refund that money. So we understand, if the client's car breaks down or they suffer a death or something terrible like that, we understand. So we've made it easy for our customers to, have that good relationship with their customers. But yeah, everyone's using it. So upfront payments, we even do cancellation fees, which is upfront payments works at the beginning. Cancellation fees works where you request, so you could specifically request from a customer their card details. And we've got lots of salons using that. We have a fantastic feature. I absolutely love it. It's called Related and Recommended Services. It bridges the gap between, I understand what I say to my staff when I was in a salon. It's difficult having an awkward conversation trying to upsell products, services, treatments, everything like that. And we live in a really e-commerce world as well, where people will just go on, your favorite online, shopping outlet.
Yeah, we're not mentioning that.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
mentioning
And so we make it easy that when a customer books online, we can say, when you're booking a full head of highlights, it also requires a cut and blow dry. And that instantly increases the average bill by 20, 30, 40 pounds. We also find that a lot of salons want to offer that not slightly better service, a slightly more bespoke package. So it's not just about having a color anymore. We will do a color and a cut. We will do a color and a blow dry. And that's where related services comes in. It bridges that gap. We also give you recommended services as well, which is basically saying, often booked with a color, you might have, your favorite treatment. And that can sometimes increase the bill by 10, 15 pounds.
And that is how the world works now,
Yeah.
isn't it? On Netflix, you're going, you may like this at the end. Like, people really expect that kind of tease, an extra service added on.
We find as well, I think if we think about it like the psychology of it, if we're having a conversation, maybe me and you say, oh, you're in a chair of, of your hairdresser or a therapist or whichever, and they're trying to upsell treatments to you, you can often feel like they're just trying to upsell to you. They're just trying to make much more money. But if we put it in the customer's hands so that when they're freely booking online and it comes up saying, this is often booked with a treatment, you might look outside and think, do you know what? Hair's feeling a bit dry today. I'm going on holiday. I will have that treatment. And we see similar things as well. You might see it in certain takeaway establishments where it's all self-service. You find yourself maybe ordering something a little bit more because you haven't got that barrier of speaking with someone. If you're booking online and you think, do you know what? I will have a treatment. I will book that blow dry on, because you feel the decision's being made by you, so you're more likely to do it. And we've had certain salons that have come back and said, just by implementing this feature, this related and recommended services, it's increased their revenue by 800, 900 pounds immediately without actually doing anything. They've not had to do anything. They haven't even had to have a conversation.
800 to 900
Yeah,
pounds.
it's you're never gonna get that through. Think of how many extra services you would have to do, and how much extra conversation, how much extra time it would. So, yeah, related recommended services. But we do loads of things. Like I talk about looking at, how many discounts you're giving away. Sometimes you can give a discount away and think, I'm not giving that much discount away. Maybe I'm doing like a new client discount or a student discount. And you think that's a way to regain those customers. And obviously, in a way, it is. But we've got very simple reports that will show you the monetary value of that. And you might look at it and think, actually, I don't want to be giving that much away, because it's, you give with one hand and take with the other. And, but there's lots of different ways. So in particular, I like looking at ways to save salons money as well.
Absolutely. We just, in our July issue, we did a feature, our software feature was all about the power of numbers and analytics and kind of deep diving into, having that dashboard with all the facts and figures in front of you. And that discounting example is the perfect kind of case in point of that, because yes, you might be giving 10% student discount, but then are you getting that repeat customer time and time again? Is it worth it compared to going after maybe a clientele that will have a higher spend per appointment? It's a great you want all the data available to you, don't you? And everything is on it's cloud based, isn't it? With Shortcuts, so you can access that
Yeah.
all with your phone as well. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get all that. We've got a great report dashboard, which basically gives you everything, and it tracks in real time. And it will share the data with the same date range of the year prior to it. So if you've had Shortcuts 2 or 3 years, or at least a year for it to work, you could track August 2025 with August 2024,
Yeah.
and look at your non-returning customers, your cancellations, things like that, and see, and there's, we've got so many other reports, average spend, is a customer returning to Chris, or is a customer returning to the salon? Are they just coming to see a specific person, or are they wanting to come back? So you can really go down that deep dive. You can go down the rabbit hole, really, really have a look.
I love that.
Mm.
I really want to know about your hairdressing career, because prior to this conversation, like, I didn't know you used to be
Yeah.
a hairdresser. That is amazing, and it's really rare for a software company to have that kind of hands-on knowledge. And what was your experience in hairdressing, and kind of what made
Yeah.
you pivot towards software? I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. So yeah, I started hairdressing around 2008, 2009, in a salon that uses Shortcuts, still with Shortcuts. So I started off, and to be completely honest, I'd never held a pair of scissors or anything, but I kind of knew I wanted to do it. And I can still remember, like, my first day thinking, I'm a little bit nervous about this. And they showed us the shortcut system. And I can remember the receptionist lady called Sarah. She was making all these appointments, and I just thought, she makes this look so easy on Shortcuts. And I thought, I hope hairdressing is as easy as making. I can still remember thinking, like, she's booking all these appointments in, and I thought, and I was instinctively trying to remember full head of highlights, half head of highlights, all these she was booking in. So I basically, literally, my hairdressing career started with Shortcuts, in the salon, making appointments, and that weirdly helped my confidence grow. Then obviously I started cutting hair, colouring hair, and I became the manager of the salon. As we started to grow, we had 2 or 3 different terminals with Shortcuts, and one thing, we really used it to a really good degree. So we used all of our tablets to take client detail, to take pictures, to capture color notes, which sort of really helped me as a hairdresser, because I was like, I've got all of these other tools at my disposal. It's not just scissors and combs and things like that. I started teaching hairdressing. So in the salon I was at, I started teaching hairdressing at the same time as being a manager, and using all of those reports we were talking about, thinking we could do this differently, or we're not making enough money here, and all these kind of things. And then around, I think it was around 2017, one of the guys that used to work for GHD, I knew him a little bit. He then started working for Shortcuts, and we sort of became friends. And he just sort of rang me up one day and was like, I've seen you teaching hairdressing, do you want to come and work for Shortcuts? And I thought, yeah, definitely. Like, I use this system every day. Like, I love it. It's brilliant. Um, and yeah, and it came at a really good time where I was sort of moving house as well. So I was quite far from my salon, but I was very loyal to them, but I didn't really want to leave them. And then I genuinely, hand on heart, couldn't turn down the opportunity with Shortcuts. And that was 8, 9 years ago. So
Hey,
that's how I sort of ended up here.
I love that. That's such an interesting story. Um, cool. So, big reminder to everyone who's tuned in this morning: you're going to be at Salon International with
Yep.
Shortcuts, showcasing both Fusion and Air.
Yep.
Anything else that we haven't covered that we should kind of highlight to the listeners and viewers this morning of Salon International 2025
Yeah.
plans?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got a fantastic stand. We're at F150. So come and have a chat with us. We always like to speak to our customers, so come and speak to us. We'll get involved. We've got a couple of little surprises. We were literally fine tuning those this morning. I can't say too much. We've got a couple of nice little things lined up. So come and see us, have a chat with us. And if you've certainly never used a booking system, let us give you a demo, have all the questions ready for us. We'll give you all the answers that you require. And we'll show you exactly what we can do for your business, what we can do for yourself, some fantastic tips and tricks, and especially as well, like if you want a team not only of like experts, but industry experts, hairdressers, therapists, people, lots of us have all got a great background in business hairdressing, not just the IT side of things. But yeah, definitely come and have a little chat. We love seeing, having a chat, having a little demo with you.
Love that. So a triple threat, because you've been a salon manager, a hands-on hairdresser and educator, and a content specialist now.
Yeah, this the thing is, it's brilliant because this is one of the things that like everyone knows, it's no secret. I absolutely love Shortcuts, and I've loved Shortcuts before I worked with Shortcuts. I've loved Shortcuts since working with Shortcuts, and I tell everyone about it. And there's so much to learn. So, and I love the industry as well. So it's not just, it's like perfect for me. So I love Shortcuts. I love being in the hair and beauty industry. I love speaking with other therapists, hairdressers. I've sort of got experience in all of them: hair, beauty, you know aesthetics, which we can cater for. We can cater for all that. So yeah, and I love learning things, like even like things like this. Brilliant to do. Like I've never really done anything like this. We do master classes with Shortcuts. We do completely free master classes, but things like this are fantastic because I feel like I'm reaching a little bit further as well, which is fantastic.
And that's a really good point actually about the beauty side of the industry as well. So alongside Salon International, we have PB Autumn, sister show running. So if you've got a Salon International ticket, you can go into the PB Autumn side for free and kind of
lovely.
the business and think about that side of business. Yeah, Chris, do you want to go and have a look? It's really
yeah, love that. That's brilliant.
You get any time away from the stand, which is almost near impossible at Salon.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that'd be so good. I'll definitely check that out. That's awesome.
Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you this morning. A great start to the day. If there's anything extra that if people are watching this back later in the day, add to the comments if you're unsure about anything and you've got any questions for Chris or the Shortcuts team. And if I don't see you before, Chris, see you at Salon.
Absolutely, we'll be there. Come and say hello. But yeah, definitely. Thank you ever so much for inviting us. It's been brilliant. Lovely speaking with you and everyone.
Bye.
Lovely. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.